A very good evening, Zimbabwe. This is Studio 7 Live Talk coming to you live from the Voice of America in Washington this Thursday, February 12th, 2015. Welcome to the women's segment, the Women's Roundtable, Ngati Kurukurei Madzimai, where we discuss issues affecting women. I'm Marvelous Mhlanganya Huye.
Asi Hluzeni Mama. I'm Praxedis Jeremiah.
And today on the Women's Roundtable, we're celebrating the Day of Love, PJ, Valentine's Day. What are your views on Valentine's Day, which comes up this Saturday?
To join our discussion, you can phone us directly on 001-202-619-2077. The number again, 001-202-619-2077, and we'll call you back.
And as you know, Live Talk goes out to Zimbabwe on the 909 medium wave frequency and on the 4930, 5940 and 15455 shortwave frequency, Monday through Friday, 8:30 p.m. But for you ladies out there, Thursday is your day. Join us every Thursday for the Women's Roundtable.
Sikona njalo ebulenjini ku www.voazimbabwe.com loba njalo ku www.voashona.com loba njalo ku www.voaindebele.com.
My name is Nasa Senga. I work for an organization called SOS International. SOS International is coordinating the 1 Billion Rising campaign, which was founded in 2013 on the premise of the UN statistics that states that 1 in 3 women will be physically abused or be raped in their entire lifetime. So drawing on the global statistics, there are 7 billion people on earth and there are 3 billion women on earth. And this translates to the fact that 1 billion women will be raped or they will be beaten in their lifetime. What we are trying to do is to, every year on the 14th of February, the whole world goes out onto the streets to show the world what 1 billion people looks like. Zimbabwe joins the world every year on the 14th to also add to the statistics in showing the globe that 1 billion people is too large a number that we cannot even ignore the peril of gender-based violence. So on the 14th of February, on the 15th, Zimbabwe will also join all the other countries across the world to dance and drum and raise noise on the need to end gender-based violence across the world. Tine mutambo watinawo musi Saturday, musi Valentine's pa14 February kusvitungidza kwamankoni uri kutanga na10. Mutambo uyu tiri kuita kuti tinge tichikurudzira vemunharaunda yemuchitungwiza kuti vawanikwe vachiwana zvavanoita maererano nekupedza dambudziko remhirizhonga mudzimba. Saka musi wa14 kwashandiswa kune vaimbi, vanhu vanodetemba, vanhu vanotamba, vanhu vanoniridza goma kuti tiwanikwe tichisenzesa nzira dzakasiyana-siyana kuitira kuti tidzidzise vanhu vemunharaunda yemuchitungwiza kwamakoni kuti nyaya yemhirizhonga mudzimba inyaya yakaipa chaizvo, kana kushungurudzwa kwemadzimai nevanasikana inyaya inofanirwa kunge ichigadziriswa.
Sei masarudza zuva reValentine's Day kuti muite mutambo uyu?
Takasarudza zuva remusi wa14 kuti tiite mutambo uyu nekuti takaona kuti zuva rinowanzocherechedzwa pasi rese sezuva revanhu vanenge vachidanana, handiti. Asi tikaona kuti pane vamwe vanhu vekuti havana mukana wekudiwa nekuti vari kushungurudzwa nekumbunyikidzwa. Saka musi wezuva iroro tinoita kurudzirei kuti mukudanana kwamuri kuti hatikuranganidzana kuti ngatichengetedzane, ngatigarisane zvakanaka, tisarwe, tinge tiri vanhu vanonzwisisa kuti upenyu hwemudzimai kana hwemwanasikana hwakakosha, tifanire kushungurudzwa, tinofanira kudiwa. Saka panguva yekuti vanhu vanenge vachidanana vachiwirirana, tinenge tingoita mucherechedzo wekuti ngatisakanganwe kukoshesa upenyu hwemunhu wechidzimai.
Ambona mini ilokuze mbale umbono sibili uthi bengasuka njengomama bengena emgwaqweni belokuza bedemonstrator. Ambona kuyancedisa amanye amadoda ngoba ezindlini abantu bahlukuluzwa. Mboni awareness le abantu akabakayijayeli, but mbona ngokuhamba kwesikhathi lokhu yenzwa abantu bazajayela. Mbona lamadoda abanye bayakwanisa ukwethuka, omunye umuntu uyakwanisa ukuthi nxa isenza izinto phongu kumbuya ngani uyaphumelwa ngululaka eqale uyabe engaplananga ukuthi uyakwanisa utshaya umuntu kumbe ukuhlukuluza ngokumthethisa, but nxa kunganikwa kumbe amaflyer nxa bedemonstrate kumbe ngizwe kuthiwa kuzakwenza izinto eziningi khonapho bematsha, maybe omunye umuntu uyakwanisa ukuthi ebona abantu bekhuluma khona ukwanisa ukulungisela yena ingqondo zakhe, ebona ukuthi into azenzayo zimbi, especially ukuhlukuluza abantu besifazane.
Today on the Women's Roundtable, as you gathered earlier on, we're focusing on St. Valentine's Day, which is celebrated worldwide on the 14th of February, which is this Saturday. St. Valentine's Day, also known as which celebrates the Saint Valentine, is known also as the Feast of St. Valentine, is a holiday observed on February 14 each year. It is celebrated in many countries around the world, PJ, although it is not a holiday in most of them, like here.
Yeah, they are not. In some countries, it's not a holiday. But anyway, it's celebrated worldwide. St. Valentine's Day began as a celebration, as you said, one or more early Christian saints named Valentinus. Several martyrdom stories were invented for the various Valentines that belonged to February 14.
Yes, and also there are symbols that are associated with St. Valentine's Day, and these include heart-shaped outlines, doves, figures of winged cupids, and also just red roses. However, PJ, as you know, some human rights and women rights activists are using this day as a day to also be able to bring awareness on important issues like gender-based violence.
Valentine's Day says some rights activists will be marked not only as a day of love, but also to show the pain women are just going through or experiencing as victims of gender-based violence.
And based on this, Zimbabwe will join others around the world in the 1 billion Rising Revolution campaign started on Valentine's Day in 2012 to stem violence against women. And an estimated 1 in 3 women on the planet will be beaten or raped during their lifetime. A situation, PJ, most women rights activists are saying is worrying and needs to change.
Yeah, so a coalition of Zimbabwean women in Harare are going to celebrate in Chitungwiza, but other organizations like the Women in Zimbabwe Arise, WOZA, will be carrying out some women rights awareness campaigns in honor of Valentine's Day.
And other musical artists like Baba Shupi will be conducting a cleanup exercise in Harare in honor of St. Valentine's Day, which is very commendable for musical artists.
Njalo kulabanye abesilisa abalokhe who are joining in this campaign, and also they are just supporting the women and showing love.
Yes, that's correct. And we had made a call for our listeners out there to send us messages so that we could connect them to their loved ones. And we spoke to Mai Caro, who's based in London, who had a Valentine's message for her daughter Fungai in Banket.
Namhlanje kuhlelo lethu.
And she has a message for her daughter Fungai in Banket. Okay, PJ, I think we can carry on.
Ndivhetwa America feso ndakaya kuno kuEngland 2012, so ndangoti ndasuvira mwana wangu Fungai kafeso ndamusuwira ndingoti oida zvaita dauyo kwandiri kuno happy Valentine Fungai, my last born, I miss you so much. Ndakauyo kuno kwandiri mwana wangu semisa amai zvinondirwadza kuti ndakasiya mwana kumashure hautombodya chinonaka sipo ndikutambudzika kuti mai mwana wangu uyo kwandiri kunoko. Asi anyway, Fungai, happy Valentine, uve nenguva yakanaka paValentine's Day. I miss you so much. Umhorisa ana gogo nanasekuru Simba nanasekuru Charles vese kuti hanzi moroi kubhangeti ikoko kwamuri magetsi ariko here.
And PJ, as you heard there, that's the Mai Caro really reaching out to her daughter Fungai in Banket. What she didn't know is we kept trying to get Fungai, and we did. And they were actually joined up, and she was able to share her Valentine's message herself to Fungai. Mai Caro, tabata Fungai ari pane imwe lineup. Moresai mwana wenyu Fungai tambata pano pa Valentine's Day pa Women's Roundtable.
All right. Fungai.
Hi, Mama.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you,
Hello.
Fungai? What
I'm
right
good.
Yes,
Mama. How are you?
Fine. Happy Valentine's Day.
The same to you. Enjoy your day.
Okay, how's
your day?
Hello?
Hello, yes, I can hear you.
I can't hear you. What?
Hello? I hope you enjoy your day on Valentine's Day.
It was a day. Miss you. I hope you are going to come soon.
Oh, miss you too, Mommy.
It's not easy. You must be together as a family.
I know.
You have to come in England.
Yeah, I have to come. I know. I will come. I know I will come. They're all fine. What right?
Okay.
Yeah, she's fine. Everyone is fine. And I wish Cindy and Chennai.
They are fine. Both of them, they are very fine. Yeah, they are very fine. Chennai, she's
and Cindy.
She's fine, Natasha.
Okay, Mama.
Valentine's Day. What are you going to do on a Valentine's Day?
I'll be home. Maybe I'll go to Harare. I don't know, but I'll be home.
Okay. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, me too, Mommy.
Oh, miss you too. Not easy.
Okay, Mama. Okay, Mommy. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
PJ, that's a touching message there between mother and daughter. My Carol and her daughter Fungai in Banket, who are just exchanging their Valentine's messages. I hope a lot of our women listeners will call in so that they can also exchange some Valentine messages with their loved ones in Zimbabwe or in the diaspora for that matter.
Yeah, yes. This is the opportunity. Yeah, you can do that. Kuhlelo lethu lamhlanje kwabasanda kusixhuma singumsakazo westudio 7 namhlanje sikhuluma ngezothando. Liyazibona lani ukuthi sigqoke ezothando. Umhlobo oyi-red obomvu. Sikhuluma ngothando ngeValentine Day. Kodwa-ke sizaxhibanisa lalo umkhankaso osungulwe ngabesifazane abaseZimbabwe abajoyine umkhankaso wo-1 Billion Rising Revolution campaign wokuthi omama ukukhuthaza ukubana omama bangahlukuluzwa ngendlela ezehlukeneyo, kungaba yikuthethiswa, kungaba yi-verbal abuse, kungaba yikuchaywa. Umkhankaso ozasungulwa njalo ozathakazelelwa ngelanga le-Valentine's Day ngomgqibelo. Umkhosi omkhulu uzaba khona emzini weChitungwiza ngomgqibelo. Ukukhelelwa yi-1 Billion Rising Revolution campaign. Ngabawuqoqayo lo mhlangano. Kodwa ke ecingweni vele sesilabo esifisa ukubana sikhulume labo lamhlanje njalo lina balaleli likhululekile ukubana lisithinte ngocingo kumbe njalo lisitextele sibe sesilithinta ngocingo ukuze lingene lani kuhlelo lifisela elithandana labo kumbe abantwana benu kumbe omama kumbe odadewenu i-happy Valentine. Leyino lelithuba
aiwa icho kwadi PJ nasi muchirongwa chedu ngatikurikurei madzimai tiri kutarisa zuva reValentine's Day. Sekuona nhasi takapfeka marokwe matsvuku kuratidza kuti aiwa tiri kufarira zuva iro richange richicherechedzwa nemusi wemugovera. Pane mamwe masangano emadzimai PJ ari kuti pazuva iri ivo pane kuti vawanikwe ivo vachipanana nhumbi kana maroses kana zvimwewo zvakanaka zvakadaro. Vati ivo vachange vari kuronga zvirongwa zvekuti vadzidzise veruzhinji kushata kwakaita kushungurudzwa kwemunhukadzi. Saka izvezvi tina muzvare nyasha Sengai, mumwe weayo masangano achange ari kuita izvi kuChitungwiza, uko vachange vachikurukudza nevamwe vavo kuti vaende vachinodzidzisa nekushata kwakaita kushungurudzwa kwemadzimai. Tinokuchingamidzai nemufaro pano pachirongwa chedu Sisi Nyasha.
Maita henyu inokuva nesu pachirongwa chenyu.
Aiwa, happy Valentine's Day kunyangwe isati yasvika zvayo.
iyi nemiwo ndinoti happy Valentine's Day kuvana veZimbabwe vese tirambe tichiita zverudo.
Mukatitsananguruwo nenyaya yechirongwa chamuri kuita ichi here?
Alright. Musi 14 February kutanga gore ra2013 kwakatangwa urongwa hwe1 billion rising campaign. Iyi campaign inoitwa pasi rese yakaitwa mushure mekunge paitwa ongororo ne-UN Women yaitaura kuti pamadzimai matatu ega ega mumwe chete wavo anogona kubatwa chibharo kana anogona kurohwa. Apa hasi kutaura kumwe kushungurudzwa kunenge kupiwa mashoko kana kwekunyararirwa kana kungoshungurudzwa, totaura kurohwa nekubatwa chibharo. Saka tichitarisa kuti pasi rese pane vanhu 7 billion, madzimai 3 billion, zvinoreva kuti madzimai anobatwa chibharo kana kurohwa pasi rese munguva yekurarama kwavo anenge ari 1 billion. Zvino nhamba iyi ye1 billion yakaonekwa kuti nhamba yakanyanyisisa kukura, endi nhamba yekuti tinofana kuita bring to attention kuvanhu kuti rekodza timboradzana kuti 1 billion people vakamboita sei, vanotaridzika sei, how does a billion people look like. Saka zvakazoita ndezvekuti munyika yega yega vanhu gore rega rega musi 14 February tinobuda toenda tonotamba, tonoridza ngoma kana music, chero matambiro atichiita zvichienderana neculture yenzvimbo inenge ichitambirwa. Tobva tabuda in our numbers kuti tiratidze pasi rese kuti a billion people, what does a billion people look like. Saka gore rega rega Zimbabwewo inobatirana pamwe chete nenyika dzepasi rese tichibuda tinotamba tichiwedzerawo kunhamba ye1 billion yepasi rese kuti tiradze nyika sekuti 1 billion inhamba yakakurisisa. Tadii taita zvinhu zvinoita kuti nhamba iyi itopera zvamuchose, titopedza dambudziko iri guru iri rekuti almost 1/7 of the global population iri kushungurudzwa, iri kubatwa chibharo. Saka izvozvi musi 14 February tanga 2013 takatanga tiri 300, 2014 ndobva taita 2000 across the nation. Gore rinei target redu nderekuisvikawo 5000. Timboratidza kuti pamastatistics edu ari muZimbabwe vanhu kana titi vanhu 5000 varepwa pagore tiri kumboti kudii. Nhamba yacho yakakurisa sei kuti tinyatsoona udzamu hwedambudziko ratinaro. Saka tiri kuda kuti maZimbabweans abude auye atambe. Saka takasarudza kuenda kushitingwizo nekuti kushitingwizo takamboita ongororo, tikambofamba mushitingwizo tichiita maprogram edu neyainzi Stop the Bus campaign. Yaitafamba nebhazi rine maloya nemapurisa nemanesi tichitaura dambudziko rekushungurudzwa kwemadzimai rakashatirei. Tadaro takaona kuti mushitingwizo mamune dambudziko rekutoti vanhu vanga vasiri kutomhangara nyaya, endi vanhu vanoita zvokumirira kuti mapurisa azoya kwavari vozotanga kutaura kuti koini rangu dambudziko rakadai rinomhangarika here.
Okay, Miss Sengai, if I could come in there, and just ask you, you say that your numbers, you're hoping this year to attract nearly 5,000 people to come out for this march. Where else are you having this march? And what's your message?
Well, we're going to be in Mutare, and we're also going to be in Bindura, and we're going to be in Harare in the afternoon, H2, after the Shtingiza Rising. The Shtingiza Rising is starting at 10 to 12, and then from 2 p.m. to 7, we're going to have what we call an artist uprising at the Book Cafe in Harare, where artists will come in and showcase their different talents, and we also raise awareness against gender-based violence in Harare. We'll also be in Mutare, Mutare Central Business District, from 10 to 1 p.m. There'll also be a rising in Mutare, and there'll also be another rising in Bindura, in the Central Business District as well, at the same time.
Okay, if you could just hold on, PJ, as you heard there from Ms. Sengai, she's saying that her campaign is gaining ground, where they're hoping to join over 1 billion people that will also be out on the streets, demonstrating against gender-based violence, although for them they are going to use the mode of dance and music,
just
to communicate.
Being happy.
yes, to
on
communicate
Valentine's Day. Yeah. Lapho ke besisizwa unkosazana Nyasha Sengai ngomunye wabaqoqa lumkhankaso owe 1 billion rising revolution campaign eZimbabwe. Lapho ke abazaba khona lemikhosi echiyeneyo emadolobheni echiyeneyo uthena eBindura, eMtare, eChitungwiza kanye laseHarare. Kuzabe kulemicimbi ehlukeneyo kodwa ke umkhosi omkhulu uzaba khona eChitungwiza kanye laseBook Cafe lapho kuzaba khona lembongi kuze kube imicimbi enjengemculo lokunye nje okokujabula ngaleli langa ele Valentine's Day. Kodwa ke khathesi bese sibambe unkosazana Ropafatso Bebe kodwa ke ngizwa kuthiwa usewile ecingweni. Incingo zethu ziyabe lokhe zisihlupha lapha ya kodwa ke sizabe lokhe sizama ukuthi sikhulume laye Marvelous bese sithi nxa sengake ngikhulume laye uRopafatso kodwa ke akasekho ecingweni bazazama ukuthi bambambe njalo.
I think while we're still waiting to connect with our guest Ropafatso, we can go to Baba Shupi with the music Muri Chocolate, dedicating to all our Valentine followers out there. Baba Shupi saying, Amai mwana Muri Chocolate.
June inzwa batam soro batam sana put your hands up put your hands up put your hands up say batam soro batam sana put your hands up put your hands up put your hands up that's it batam soro batam sana tenderera 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 batam soro batam sana tenderera 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 hey put your hands up 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 put your my mwana uri chocolate bamshapa no uri chocolate 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 babikiro enyu uri chocolate bawatiro enyu uri chocolate bachenero enyu uri chocolate usambonye wewe uri chocolate umaraini bese uri chocolate tiwe weka udese uri chocolate do shaina ona kanile uri chocolate my mwana uri chocolate
That there is the beautiful music of Baba Shupi saying amai mwana muri chocolate. Aiwa ndofunga madzimai vari kunzwa vari kudzimba vanakirwa naBaba Shupi vachitaura ivo vachipembedza madzimai. Tokuchingamidza izve muzvare Sengai tambenge tarasana pamafoni papapa. Muzvare Sengai
ndiripo.
Ehe, mati mimi muchange muchishanda nevamwe vaimbi nevamwewo ndevapa vamune muchishanda navo?
Alright, musi Saturday tinenge tine mwana wamukoma Big Tempo, ndofunga vazhinji munovaziva, anonzi Big Tempo Junior. Ane kambo kakaimbira madzimai kekushungurudzwa kwemadzimai. Takanga tafunga kuti regedzai auye aimbe vanhu vambonzwa kuti nyaya iyi yakadzama sei. Tinenge tinawozve anonzi Amanda anoita zvekutamba, nokuti kana tiita zve1 billion rising tinokoshesa kutamba stereki. Tinenge tichida kuti we pride and value dance as one of the few positive things that we can retain, that we've retained in society. So we want people to dance and freely express themselves on the day, the same way they're supposed to freely express themselves in outrage against gender-based violence. Saka tinenge tine msana anonzi Amanda Badza anenge achitamba, tinenge tinewo vanonzi Mangoma vanenge vachiridza, nekuti gore rino one of our major themes is drumming. We want to make some noise. And noise yatisingoita musi wa14 chete, noise yaticharamba tichiita mukufamba kwegore. Saka tinenge tina Mangoma, tinenge tina Sister Kesia Magosa vanoimbawo traditional contemporary vanenge vainesu. Tinenge tine some young girls who are choreographers who are also going to come in and teach the communities how to dance as well.
Yeah, Tombo kubatai muromo ipapo muzvarese ngeya. Mumbo batai makadaro tine vamwe munyarikani vedu apinda PJ. Before we go to our guest, Miss Ngeya, there is just saying they are working with a lot of artists like Biggie Temple's Junior, who will also be launching a song that's dedicated to gender-based violence amongst also young ladies that will be doing choreography dancing. So you can go ahead and take our guest.
Lapho ke unyasha ubekhuluma ngomkhosi lo ukuthi nabazabe besebenzelana labaculi abechiyeneyo ikakhulu umntaka Muyi uBiggie Tempo Junior, umntaka mculi owayesaziwa kakhulu owayedumile uBiggie Tempo owayehlabela leqembu leBundu Boys. Kodwa ke khathesi sesibe lethuba elihle lokuthi sithole unkosikazi Sibusisiwe Murunda. Siyakwamukela kuhlelo.
Yebo, ngiyabonga.
Lapha ke sithakazelela ilanga leli kumbe sijabulela ilanga leli ele Valentine, ilanga lothando. Kodwa ke sikhangela ezinye indaba ezidibana lazo empilweni, indaba ezinjengokuhlukuluzwa kwabomama, indaba zokuhlukuluzwa kwabantwana. Wena ke usebenza lenhlanganiso esebenza labomama kanye labantwana. Ungasichasela ukuthi lina lilayo ina imikhankaso enje kumbe lani liphakathi kwemikhankaso enje?
Well, thina asila anything esingathi silungisile, but esilakho ikukhuthaza nje imuli zeZimbabwe ikakhulu obaba ukuthi u2014 ube ngumnyaka okade lama reports amanengi kakhulu abomama akade behlukuluzwa, abanye bebulawa. So sithi thina nxa singena ku14 February kakube yisikhathi sokuthi sihlale phansi sicabange ukuthi nxa sisithi ukuthandana sichoni. Uthando akumele akube into eqina ikhupha izinyembezi. Uthanda akumele akube into eqina isenza ukuthi omunye umuntu agcine esiyanqatshwa. Ikakhulu nxa sikhangela abantwana, ngoba nxa sithi siyathandana singubaba lo mama kumbe i-boyfriend le girlfriend, ikakhulu isikhathi esinengi ugcina kusiba labantwana whether sithatheni or what, and then nxa sesihlukuluzana sokusiba le GBV. Isikhathi esinengi abantu abacabanga ukuthi abantwana bona kubaphambanisa njani impilo zabo.
Ngiza ukuthi ubambe ecingweni khona lapho.
Ngabacabange abantwana nxa belama relationship.
Ngiza ukuthi ubambe khona lapho ecingweni ngoba khathesi sesisuka ku radio sesisiya kodwa siyaqhubeka ngohlelo lwethu sisebulenjini. That was Miss Busisiwe Murunda. She was talking about love.
Okay, PJ,
let's transition to the web and
to our
then
guest,
I can explain further.
Nyasha Sengai and also Busisiwe Marunda. Please stay on the line and we will continue with you as we transition to the web. You can join us on www.voazimbabwe.com where we're streaming live. This is Marvelous Nklanga Nyahuye.
And I'm Praxidis Jeremiah. Stay tuned.
welcome again if you've just joined us. This is the Women's Roundtable. We're broadcasting to you live from the Voice of America in Washington. And tonight we're looking at Valentine's Day, which is celebrated on Saturday. So all you lovers out there, this is a day for you. But for some women rights activists, they are using this day to bring attention to important issues like gender-based violence, which PJ, they say is on the rise. Yes. And we had our guest earlier on, Miss Sengai, who's holding on, but I think we'll go to your guest first because we cut her off before she gave us a message. But the figures are alarming.
Yes, that's what she was actually explaining, that the figure, especially the 2014 figure, is really alarming. Miss Murunda, you're still there, right?
Yes, I'm there.
Could you just explain your participation or what you are doing as an organization against gender-based violence?
Well, really, I'll mainly speak from the point of view of child rights, because the organization that I work for is a child rights organization, and we campaign against gender-based violence in as far as one, it affects the capacity of women to provide a child-friendly environment in the home, and in as far as it also affects the capacity of children to be happy within their circle of care, and also they tend to then get damaged, and they are not sure what a happy home is supposed to be. And also in as far as child marriages are some kind of gender-based violence. So those are the issues that we are looking at. And I was talking about 2014 is the year where we got reports of people killing commercial sex workers and it being glorified in our media. For example, where the man who killed a commercial sex worker over $5, and that man was sentenced to 6 years in prison, which really for us that's preposterous, because if you kill a python in Zimbabwe, you get 9 years in jail, and then someone gets 6 years in jail for killing a woman simply because we are being moralistic when we are dishing out sentences to people who would have committed violent acts against women. It is also the year where we had a young girl who was stripped by touts because she was supposedly wearing a dress that they considered to be too short. And we are saying for a nation that adopted a gender-responsive constitution, that is unacceptable. That has to stop. And we are calling on the courts, on the police, on the public to define what kind of behavior shall be accepted, particularly if we are celebrating love. Women expect to be loved. Women expect an opportunity to love their men, to love their children.
There, Marvelous, you heard for yourself. She was talking about the gender-based violence that happened or that occurred, especially in 2014, which is alarming. And she was actually articulating that love shouldn't be like onion that makes you cry. It shouldn't bring pain into the home or into the relationship, really.
ichokwadi icho PJ zviwa ane nzeve azvinzwira vari kutaura chokwadi mai murandu kuti aiwa iri izuva rekudanana asi takaona muna 2014 zvakawanda zvanga zvichiita zvekushungurudza madzimai vatauraiwo vachitaura zvekuti takaona musikana uya wechidiki akawanikwa iye achikumurwa mbatya achinzi akapfeka zvisina kutsarukana asi vari kuti ivo zvimwe zvezvinhu zvatinofanira kunge tichirangarira pazuva irori revalentines day kuti kana tichitaura nyaya yerudo tiri kureva rudo rwupi chairo.
Todzokera kuna Sisi Nyasha kana vachiripo panhare. Hello,
ndiripo.
Endererai mberi zvenyu muchititsanangurira neurongwa hwenyu hwemusi wemugovera.
Alright. Imwe nyaya yatinoda kutaura ndoda kungotsigira zvataurwa nemutaurataura manje kuti theme yedu yeDC iyi revolution pasi rese. Kana taura nyaya yeresolution totaura nyaya yeshanduko. Takaongorora tikaona kuti muZimbabwe mune yavanoti pachirungu rape culture yakanyanya yekuti vanhu vanofungidzira kuti munhu kana achishungurudzwa kana kubatwa anokodzerana nazvo. Pachirungu vanoti she deserves it. Saka isusu gore rineri tiri kutaura kuti maZimbabweans tiri kukurudzirai kuti muchinje mafungiro iwayo. Mafungiro akadaro pave ne-complete change in the mindset of people in regards to gender-based violence. Nekuti vanhu vanofunga kuti chinhu chiri normal. And kazhinji takaona kuti dambudziko ratinaro rakanyanya ratikaona muZimbabwe ine-intimate partner violence. Kashoma kuti tione kuti madzimai achirohwa kunze. Vanhu vari kuroyerwa mudzimba mumadhoo akavharwa ende vanhu havasi kutaura. Wozongonzwa kuti munhu aurayiwa kana kuti munhu arohwa haachagoni kutaura haachadii. Tinova nyaya inotishungurudza nyaya iri kunetsa. Saka toda kuti iyoyo pfungwa dzedu dzatinadzo maererano negender-based violence, we need to confront the kind of mindset that Zimbabweans have around gender-based violence. And kazhinji kana madzimai achiratidzira sezvatiri kuita tichibuda tienda kunotamba nekuraise awareness, vanochimboti madzimai atanga, madzimai ema-women's rights hechichi, asi panozofa munhu zvinozonaka here zvadaro. Saka tiri kukurudzira vana veZimbabwe kuti ngatishandurei mafungiro edu maererano nenyaya ye-gender-based violence. Tite revolutionary thinking, yatinoti revolutionary thinking pachirungu, kuti ndati mafungiro tingaite kuti tiunze shanduko mukugadzirisa nyaya iyi, iti madzimai amire kurohwa uye amire kushungurudzwa.
If I may just come in there, Ms. Sengeya, you are talking about changing the mindset of people on how they view gender-based violence. Can you just give us what, steps are you putting in place that to make sure that that mindset is changed? What's your role in this?
Okay, what we have done is 1 Billion Rising Zimbabwe is to adopt a campaign-based approach around sending out messages and information, because we also realize that a lot of trainings have been done in gender-based violence and still mindsets are not changing. So we realized that probably maybe the messages that we're sending out are too compressed, and we decided to use 1 Billion Rising in a less to make the messages simpler. Let's just send out a message, let's stop gender-based violence, and we employ arts methodologies. We're going to use drumming, we're going to use dance, we're going to use song, because music and art has a lot of influence on people's mindset. And vanhu vanoimba zvinenge zvichiita trend around that time, and we feel that gender-based violence must trend. It's an issue that must trend, and we have to employ the use of arts to make it trend, and vanzukisise in the simplest possible way yatingazvitore nazvo kuti nyaya iyi isvike pamwoyo pevanhu kuti vashandure mafungiro avo.
Tombokubatisai makadaro. PJ aita muteereri ari kuda kutaurawo nenyaya iyo yevalentine nezvimwe zvatiri kuzeya nezvazvo nhasi.
Siyakwamukela kuhlelo Busiso.
Yebo mama, kunjani?
Hayi nyaphila, kunjani wena?
Hayi phila thina mama.
Sinanza ilanga leli elizathakazelelwa ngoMgqibelo ele-Valentine. Wena-ke ufuna ukusiphathisa ngayiphi indlela kuhlelo lwethu lalamhlanje?
Siyalizwa leli langa labomama kakhulu impela, lilanga elihle kakhulu lona, okufanele ukuthi lathi amadoda sisifundise ukuthi sikwazi ukubahlonipha abantu abangomama bethu. Esihlala nabo ezindlini, sibaphathe nathi ngemithetho ezokwenza ukuthi nabo bekwazi ukuhlonipha njengabo baba bethu esihlala nabo ezindlini. Kodwa uhlupho solukhona kakhulu ukuthi le mithetho le esisenziwa manje ungayikhangelisisa kakhulu isiphikisana neBhayibheli. Yikho senza ukuthi manje izinto kube nzima ukuthi sizicontrole, ngoba omama bona bacabanga ukuthi obaba bayaba-abuse. Kodwa-ke usuke ukuthi mhlawumbe lento ukuze ivele igcine sibonwa ngabantu kudala lokhu senzeke endlini lizama ukukhulunywa kungabi khona isolution ezephoqa manje umuntu ongubaba laye kuze kufike lapho ukuthi sekungaphezu kwamandla akhe.
Yiphi leyo mithetho? Yiphi leyo mithetho?
Angathi mhlawumbe umuntu ongubaba yena nguye no-abuse omama, kanti-ke omama labo abafundi ukunikeza umuntu ongubaba irespect efaneleyo, ngoba ma usungumuntu ushadiwe kumele ukwazi ukuthi lo muntu ngubaba wekhaya, ngubaba wangakwami, kumele ngimnikeze inhlonipho ezokwenza ukuthi labantwana bebonele kimi ukuthi le inhloko yekhaya inhloko yomuzi so okwenza ukuthi manje ugcine sokusiba nezinto zokuthi abantu abangomama yebo bona bakhona abantu abangomama aba-abuswa ngabantu abangobaba kodwa ke kube khona futhi okunye okwenza izathu zokuthi manje ngoba umuntu ongumama asuka sekubonakala usuka sekubonakala ukuthi manje umuntu ongubaba kuthiwe abuse umuntu ongumama kodwa ukuthola ukuthi indaba yakhona iqale kude umuntu ongubaba laye lokho ezama ukubekezelela umuzi wakhe ekhuza lapha nalapha kodwa umuntu ongumama yena azitshela ukuthi hayi thina sesinama right manje sokungakuthi nami ngine choice lapha ekhaya so imithetho yena leyo ibanzima kakhulu ebantwini abaningi thina nje into esingayenza singabantu asililandele iBhayibheli ngendlela efaneleyo umuntu ongumama akwazi ukuthi lo muntu ngumuntu ongubaba ngubaba wangakwami inhloko yalomuzi umuntu ongubaba naye akwazi ukuthi amkhothamele umuntu ongumama njengomuntu osekhethile ukuthi yibo abantu abazoncedisana bebonisana impilo
Siyakuzwa Busiso kodwa ke phela imithetho leyo oyichoyo yiphi leyo mithetho mina kangiyazi eyenza ukuthi nana obaba baze bagcine bechaya omngabo kwesinye sesikhathi bebalimaza kumbe ukubabulala
mama uyabona ke imithetho efana naleyo kusuka kube khona izizathu ezihlukahlukene
yiphi leyo mithetho evumela
ekhaya mhlawumbe kunemithetho evele ikhona ekhaya umuntu ongumama ethi lapha ekhaya uthola ukuthi mhlawumbe ikhona vele imithetho ebisaziyo ukuthi hayi mama laba ngabazali bami ngesikhathi esinje abazali bami bona mina ngikhuliswe ngithole ukuthi umama ubephatha ugogo ngendlela enje lapha ekhaya umamazali wakho umphatha ngendlela enje kodwa uthola ukuthi ezinye izinto ezifana lezo yena umuntu mayesefika kufike etshintsha imithetho yalapha ekhaya zingasenzeki izinto zona lezo ebesenziwe uqaleni so uthola ukuthi uyamkhuza umuntu ongumama umbekezelele hayi mama wakwami uyabona lapha ekhaya vele imithetho yalapha ekhaya inje kodwa umuntu umzokutshela ukuthi hayi lesi isikhathi akuseyiso isikhathi sakudala ungangitshela isikhathi lesi esakudala lesi into besenziwa kudala ikanti-ke imithetho ayizange itshintshe noma manje singahamba kusiba ama-generation kodwa into eyakha isizwe ukuthi sibambe yona lana imithetho esiyona vele esayithola lokhu isenzeka ngaso sona lesi sikhathi yayisenzeka ngaso yiyo indlela ezokwenza ukuthi abantu bakwazi ukuphila impilo efaneleyo bakwazi ukuphila impilo ezokwenza ukuthi kungabi kunzima ukuba khona ezimpilweni zabantu ababili mabehleli bonke
hayi siyabonga mnewethu Busiso hayi siyabonga kakhulu
umuntu ongumama ubemkhothamela umuntu ongubaba of course umuntu ongubaba laye kufanele vele amhloniphe umama wakwakhe ngoba behleli bonke endlini bekhethene
kulungile baba siyakubonga
umama yebo
interesting discussion there, PJ. If you can just maybe give us a snippet of what Mr. Sibusiso was saying.
Mr. Busiso was going on about the women's rights. That's the one that's causing all this gender-based violence. Sometimes the women call upon themselves to be beaten up. That's what she was saying. Basically, we should follow the rules, the cultural rules, as well as the Bible. I tried to ask him some questions, but he couldn't. He was just convinced that women call upon themselves. Sometimes it's them that provoke the violence.
Maybe let's throw that one to Miss Sengai. Sisinyasha manzwa zvataurwa nemuteereri wedu vari kubva kufona mukomadzi Busiso vari kuti dzimwe dzenguva madzimaiwo ndimi munoita kuti varume vazokurovai kana kukushungurudzai nekuti hamusi kuteedzera tsika nemagariro atagara tichiita. Muri kuonawo sei zviri kutaurwa namukomadzi Busiso izvo?
Ini hangu ndinopokana nezvazvitaurwa namukomasi Busiso. Hapana munhu anokodzerana kuti arohwe nyange aine chaatadza kana kuti asina chaatadza. mukoma sepeso chinhu chanofanira kutonzwisisa ndechekuti zviri kunze kwemutemo kuti munhu arove munhu, nyange murume kuti arove murume kana kuti arove mukadzi kana kuti vanhu vatorwa zvamuchose. Saka we don't condone violence in any circumstance. Ndo chinhu chekutanga. Chinhu chechipiri chandida kuti ndivataurire ini semunhu wechidzimai, according to lived experience, I think it's very difficult to submit to a man who doesn't love you. And it's generally, not at a programming level. I actually really do think that it is very difficult to do that. Maybe the men also must take a leading role in loving the women. Perhaps we need to start having that conversation as well. Because which part are they playing in also ensuring we use love as a conflict management tool between men and women? I think that is one of the things that we need to reflect and look into. And not also ignore the fact that they want to be respected, it's fine. But we also need the love. Where is the love? Kana tiri kurohwa takazvikurewo kuti madzimai ese ari kurohwa mudzimba umo haateerere hanzi kuti pasi rese pane madzimai 1 billion asingateerere asinganzwi anorepwa achirohwa. There's nothing cultural about being raped. There's nothing cultural about being beaten up. If anything, our father, I think over the years violence has escalated kutopfuura nguva yakakura nababa nanamai vedu. And we need to know where this culture is coming from. Is it because of popular culture? Now there's television, there's social media, there are a lot of opinions flying around. Could they be contributing to the fact that people are women are being raped and they're being abused more and more? I think kuti tizoblema kuti vanhu havasi kuteerera kana kuti vanhu havasi kuita zvebhaibheri tinenge tatirasike.
Yeah, I think we can call on Miss Murandu to also weigh in on what our caller there was saying.
Ironically or coincidentally, they have the same first name.
So I think she can come in and give us her view on
clarification. His name is Vusisto, and I'm Vusisto. But
so maybe
anyway,
that's a good coincidence, right?
To get into the discussion, I think like what Nyasha has already said, I think the issue of gender-based violence or violence against women and girls is such a serious issue that we should reach a point where we are talking about zero tolerance of violence against women and girls. It should not be even an issue that we try and unpack to say maybe if a woman does this, it can be justified why the woman is being beaten up. As a society, as a nation, we should start from a point of view of zero tolerance of violence, you know, and then we don't look at the reasons. No person should be beaten up. Nothing justifies beating up another person, really, because the moment we start to say maybe kana asiri kuteerera, maybe kana asiri kudai, ndo patiri kusvika pakuti we are killing our women, we are killing our children's mothers, we are killing our sisters, because tiri kufungidzira kuti kana tatadza kuwirirana pakutaurirana ndinogona kumuranga. And please, this country was liberated by men and women who went to war and fought side by side. And we come back and we have a constitution that is gender responsive, a constitution that outlaws gender discrimination. And we still think we can ignore that constitution and start beating up our women. No. When we went to war, we were equals. Let's come back and enjoy our rights as equals. That's why God gave us mouths to discuss, to talk, to disagree. But when you beat up someone because they've disagreed with you, you are saying fungama fungiro andinoita chete. In other words, you are saying that person should not be thinking at all.
PJ, interesting views there. It would be, you know, our guests are both agreeing that there should be zero tolerance to violence. Varemekedzi vedu vevatinavo nhasi PJ vari kuti nyaya yekuti anzi hausi kuteerera tsika nemagariro ndosaka ndazokurova, aiwa tinofanira kuchinja mafungiro. Hapafanira kunge pane mukadzi anofanira kunge achishungurudzwa.
Yeah. Yiko kade ngifuna ukuthi ngitsho ukuthi Nkosikazi Mrandu ungatsho ngesindebele ukuthi wena uthini ngalo umnewethu obuye ecingweni wathi ubusiso esithena yikuthi omama kalisalaleli kalisahloniphi umngeni.
Hayi ngithi mina sibili kangivumelani lo mnewethu. And engifuna ukumtshela khona ukuthi kumele sifike esigabeni sokuthi abantu bayakhulumelana. uNkulunkulu wasinika umlomo ukuthi sikhulumelane.
Bavela abadala bethi
uchayo umunye umuntu. Mina ukubona kwami really kakukwenza ukuthi ube ngubaba ohloniphekayo. Ngoba awusoze uchaya umuntu ukuthi ngihlonipha kuphela. So sithi thina vele kasifuna ukuthi singene ku debate yokuthi sithi umuntu uchaya nxa sokutheni. Sithi thina umuntu kachaywa. Yakaqaliseni ekuthini umuntu kachaywa. And ukuthi sikhuluma ukuthi kule mithetho eyenza ukuthi omama bengalaleli yenza ukuthi omama bathi in other words akutshoyo umnewethu ukuthi i-constitution irongo nxa isithi lo mama kabaphiwe kabalinganiswe yikho akutshoyo ukubuyela ngemuva ngale and njengabomama sithi kuze kube nini and sithi thina mhla ka-14 February obalala bahlale phansi bacabanga ukuthi okuthiwa yikuthanda umuntu yikwenzani ukuthaya umuntu arecine kulalela ngobuya kwesaba yikumthanda yini ngoba obaba bahamba bayithanda ama-girlfriends abo ukwedlula omama ngikhuluma nje kulabo mama abazakuba le-blue eye nge-Valentine Day yona le ngenxa yokuthi babuhambe wadlalisa imali ethengela i-girlfriend ezama ukuyi-impress i-girlfriend endlini lapho kulomkakhe labantu abakhe khona okumele bafunde ukuthi ubaba nxa uthi uthanda umama uyenzani kuyabe kungela thando so sithi kuze kube nini sakhe imize enjani sakhe ilizwe elinjani
umama kachaywa period bathi bona ngoniwa
umuntu kachaywa
ngoniwa ngomlomo ngakho ke ngakulungiswe ngomlomo
If I may just come in there and ask Miss Mrandu, there are also some views from men that women are changing over the years. They are no longer adhering to the culture that, we were brought up in. What's your view on that? That, sometimes maybe, the different cultures that we're brought up in is now bringing in questions where men are saying, listen, you are supposed to be doing this, that, and that, and you are not following your culture. So I know you're talking about zero tolerance, to violence, but how can we align our cultural norms and how we're living day to day now in this day and age?
Well, the way I look at it, beating up a woman and hiding behind the excuse of the woman having departed from cultural expectations, really, if you ask me, that is cowardly. And also getting to our culture, we have a very beautiful culture as Zimbabweans, a culture that respects women. A culture that understands that women have a certain place where they should be respected, they should be consulted on family issues. And people are using culture because they don't understand it to abuse women. But I don't know who can tell me that in our Zimbabwean Shona Ondebele culture, it was encouraged to beat up a woman, for example. Quite an ngozi, quite ukarowa munhu unogona kumuraya and ukamuraya, this is what might happen to your family. All those were beliefs that were meant to discourage violence. So I really differ from someone who thinks people are resorting to violence because women have departed from their cultural role. To me, it's a misunderstanding of our culture. For me, it's abuse of our culture. And I really think, one, we should accept that our constitution, our liberation has given certain rights to women and brought us to a level where we are equal with men, where we should have been in the first place.
On that note, PJ, I think we will have a bit of music just to remind ourselves that we are in the Valentine mode. I know we're talking about the serious issue of gender-based violence, but let's dance like what our other guest is saying, that they are going to be using dance and music to celebrate Valentine's Day. So we'll have some music and dance.
To spread the happiness.
Yes.
mama wabantwana ngiyazi isiphile kodwa loving wami ngeke kulunge ngiyakutshela ngeke kulunge ngeke kulunge ngiyakutshela ngeke kulunge umuzi uyasebenzela ngiyakutshela weqinisela how love is wena ungowami nguwe ngiyamthanda hlala phasi sibongisane usukoshiya leli khaya awubheke ingane zakho sobe sihleli sodwa usukoshiya leli khaya hlala phasi sibongisane usukoshiya leli khaya awubheke ingane zakho sobe sihleli sodwa usukoshiya leli khaya amehla ngiyedlula ngikudinga ekhaya bantwana bayakhala bafuna umama wabo ngizothini na abomakhelwane banithi ngiyehlule nokuthini muliya aphi ngiyeza amaphutha ngiyindoda
Ingoma yothando le ingoma ethi musukulishiya leli khaya. Basically the singer there, Marv, is saying don't leave your marriage, don't leave our home, come back to the children. But if the home or the environment is going to be like an onion, then I might leave.
Yes, you're absolutely
But
right
these
there.
are the problems like economic problems, some other problems, social problems that have got nothing to do with beating up.
Yes,
a person.
and while we're on that issue, actually, PJ, we've had an overwhelming response on our WhatsApp. With most people actually saying the economic situation in the country right now is impeding them from thinking about Valentine and buying their loved ones presents because they have other burning issues that are like bread and butter issues. So we acknowledge everybody who sent in a WhatsApp. We're sorry that we're not able to read them today because the program was so fired up.
Yes.
And we will make time to perhaps post them on our Facebook. Some of the WhatsApp messages. We really appreciate you, our listeners out there.
Yeah, and the presents need not to be very expensive things. You can buy even a chocolate,
Yes.
a Kit Kat, for instance. Yeah, we would like to thank our guests, Miss Sibusisiwe Murandu and Miss Nyasha Sengai, the coordinator of the 1 Billion Rising Revolution campaign. As we come to the close of our program, you might want to give in a word or two, Miss Nyasha.
Okay. Ndinoda kungoti kuvana vezimbabwe ngatisiyane nezvemiritonga mudzimba titize kugara muzinyararo chinhu chakakosha kuti tese tibudirire pamwe tikaregera kurovana nyika yedu inotobudirira zvakanaka tinenge takufunga zvebudiriro kwete zvekurovana zvatiri kupedza nguva tichitaura izvi.
Lawe Miss Murandu.
Mina ngifuna ukuthi ngithi mina to men out there, to our brothers, it's not manly to beat up a woman. So please be a man.
Thank you very much, Miss Nyasha Sengai, and you, Miss Murandu, for having been our guest on the Women's Roundtable, and also our valued listeners who joined us tonight on this Valentine's Day special. Hope you have a happy Valentine and you send us messages of love to your loved ones. This is Marvelous Mhlanganyahuye in Washington saying join us again next Thursday on the Women's Roundtable.
Mina Praxitis Jeremiah esendivalelisa wamanje libe lobuthongo obuhle sidibane njalo ngevikeli zayo.